Welcome to this edition of On the Scene. I'm your host, Frank Poulin. Today we'll be visiting Parks and Recreation to talk about the great summer camp ideas and programs that they have this summer for your child. And then we're going to go over to the Virginia Cooperative Extension Office to discuss how to get that spring garden going. Stay tuned. Welcome back to On the Scene. We're here with Tamara Brown of Suffolk Parks and Recreation, and we're here to talk about all things summer. So if you have a child and you need something to do with them this summer, here's where we talk about it.
That's right.
Now, Tamara, this summer, what is the overall big summer camp you guys have?
Our overall big summer camp is Planet Recreation. It's our 8-week summer program. We start up July 24th and we go until August 16th.
Now, is registration happening now?
Yes.
So it's already started?
Yes, registration
Okay.
started actually on March 24th.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Okay, so people are already getting their forms in, they're already calling, asking questions,
Yes.
and it's starting to fill up.
Yes.
So the best advice for you would be have parents start calling now.
That's right, that's
Okay.
right. One of our sites, Creekside, is actually full. That site is full.
Already?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Now, what's the cost of this program?
It's a $35 registration fee and $85 every 2 weeks.
Okay.
If you would like to pay for the entire summer up front, which some of our parents do, it's $340 for the
Okay.
entire summer.
It's a very reasonable rate.
Oh, very. And that includes field trip costs as well.
Does it really?
Yes.
Oh, wow, and that's, now what hours does the program run from?
We open up at 7 a.m. to 6 p.m.
My goodness, I'm not good at math, but that's what, 11 hours?
Yes.
For
Monday
340 for the summer?
Monday through Friday.
That's amazing. Now, what locations do you have for convenience?
We have Creekside Recreation Center and Northern Shores Recreation Center, which is located in the northern end of the city. Then towards down this end, we have Mac Bend Recreation Center. We have Booker T. Washington Recreation Center. We also have Oakland Recreation Center, which is located out in the Chuckatuck area, and also Whaleyville Community Center.
My goodness, well that's a lot of locations and a
Yes.
lot of making sure you reach everyone in the city of Suffolk.
That's right.
Now, what type of activities can kids look forward to at this camp?
This camp is awesome. We try to provide everything under the sun. Each week is actually themed. Each week, it's 8 weeks, so it's 8 themes.
Okay.
This year, Planet Recreation is going to the movies. So each week we have a different theme. We have Wall-E, space. We have Shrek, fairy tales. We even have a history week.
My goodness.
And each week is themed. Activities go along with the theme of the week.
Okay. So would you say, barring the field trips, now when they come into the site during the day, is it a structured activity?
Yes.
Okay.
It's very structured. We start off at 7 a.m. in the morning, and we have breakfast and morning exercise from about 8 to 8:45, and then we fall into our activities such as games, board games, manipulative activities where the kids can go and maybe dress up for the younger kids. The older kids, you can also participate in clubs and activities.
Okay.
Our clubs are primarily in the afternoon, and our clubs consist of, we may have a cooking club, a dance club, a step club, a sports club. Now with the sports club, you'll learn a different sport each week. It's not just your normal basketball, football.
Yeah.
You're going to get the soccer. You may get the baseball, the wiffle ball.
Oh, wow.
It's a variety.
Now you mentioned a little exercise in the morning.
Yes.
So what kind of exercises can these parents expect their kids to be doing?
Oh, we're getting them up, getting them started.
Okay.
It's all about healthy living and active lifestyle. They may do like around the jumping jacks, run around the gym a little while, or maybe even go outside to the park and walk around the park.
Oh,
For a
wow,
little
nice,
while.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to get some exercise in the morning.
Sounds like I might have to start my day there so I can get my exercise in.
Me as well.
So now all these activities, now you have counselors obviously who are
Yes.
kind of structuring the kids' days.
Yes.
Now, how many basically counselors to students do you have?
Okay, with our ratio, because we're not a licensed program, however, we do try to maintain licensing standards. We try to run at least a 1:18 ratio for our kids, just to make sure that they're safe and that they're well taken care of while they're with us in our care.
Okay, so 1 to 18, so parents can definitely expect that there's going to be a structured program and they'll have ample time to interact with the counselor.
That's right.
Now how many kids does each site take?
Right now, Northern Shores, Mac Bend, and Creekside, we're at about 100 to 115 per site. Booker T. Washington, it's about 85 kids.
Okay.
And in Oakland, it's about 85 as well. Whaleyville is our smaller site, which is located off of Carolina Road. It's about 50 kids.
Okay.
Our max there.
Okay. Now you mentioned kind of themes earlier, and your theme's kind of going to the movies, but you're also doing kind of a healthy living initiative.
Yes.
Right? Can you kind of talk to us about that and what parents can kind of expect will come along with that, with the camp?
What we're doing each week is we're trying to provide a prevention activity, such as healthy eating, where the kids can learn about nutrition and what's good for them and what's not good for them. Also, we may have someone come in and speak to them about etiquette and lifestyle, such as brushing your teeth, combing your hair. We also may have someone come in, for brushing your teeth, Cool Smiles come in and do a demonstration for us. Also, we have collaborated with Girl Scouts. I want to add this into Girl Scouts. Pretty much, they're going to come in for 4 weeks, and normally it costs $12 for the girls to participate. It's free.
Oh, wow.
They're waiving a fee. They're actually, through a grant, they're paying for the girls to be a part of Girl Scouts. And at each site, we can take at least 25 to 50 girls per site.
Okay.
And they're going to come in for 4 weeks and actually do Girl Scouts with the girls.
Is that something parents know in advance they have to sign up for, or can they start, are you going to hand out information on site?
Yes, the first week will be, when we start on June 24th, that's the first week that you'll register. And then we will do Girl Scouts starting the week of July 8th and 4 weeks thereafter.
Okay, so kind of going along with healthy living and prevention, that's awesome that you guys are doing that for the kids. Now, you're also offering swim lessons, correct?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Now talk to us a little bit about that.
We provide swim lessons at each site. It's $30 and it's 2 weeks of lessons. You'll go 4 days out of the 2 weeks. And we do provide transportation. The swim lessons will be held over here at Cypress Park Pool.
Okay. How long are the lessons?
It's a 50-minute lesson.
Oh, wow.
Each day.
Okay.
Lifeguards on duty. We also provide one of our staff members from the site so that the kids are comfortable, so they can say, oh, I know Miss John, Mr. John, he's going with us, but it's $30.
Okay, and that's again something they opt into, and the information will be available on site?
Yes, actually that's provided at registration.
Is it? Okay, great. Wow, that's awesome. Now, you also mentioned now, snack and meals, are these included in the camp, or is that something parents bring? How does food work, basically?
Now, 2 of our sites, Booker T. Washington and Mac Bend Recreation Center, they are what we call our USDA sites. So we actually provide breakfast, lunch, and snack at those sites.
Oh, wow.
At our other sites, however, you do have to provide breakfast, snack, and a lunch.
Okay, now USDA, now that goes along with governmental guidelines?
Yes.
Or how does that work?
We follow the governmental guidelines such as you're talking about. But we actually, they provide, actually it's a hot meal.
Oh, wow.
That's served at the site. And Booker T and Mac Bend is pretty much those 2 sites that we do.
Okay. Now, what would you say if a parent asks, now what does my kid need to bring to camp each day? Just to be on the safe side. 'Cause if they're going outside, they're doing these exercises, they're doing jumping jacks, they're doing these lessons. What should I pack my child in a book bag so that I know that they're covered?
All your child needs, if they're not attending Mac Bend or Booker T, is a snack, breakfast if you would like, and lunch, and that's it. We provide everything else.
Oh, wow. You don't know what kind of shoes should they wear? I know this always comes up.
Oh, yeah. They should be comfortable. Tennis sneakers is preferred.
Not flip-flops where the things are falling off and the kids are...
No, unless it's a swim day.
Okay.
Now, we do have an all-camp swim day. Each site has an all-camp swim day set aside from the swim lessons where the whole entire camp goes swimming on a Monday.
Oh, my goodness.
So on just that one day.
Is that at Creekside as well? Or?
Yes, it's at all of our sites.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's 1 day a week?
It's on 1 day out of the whole entire summer.
All right. And wow, that goes along with the movie days, that goes along with the outdoor activities. You guys are really doing a heck of a job there with Planet Recreation. Now what would be, I guess, the quick pitch for Planet Recreation?
Planet Recreation is affordable.
Okay.
That's the most important thing, especially when you're talking about daycare. Myself, I just had 2 kids, so I know that it's very expensive for childcare. But we provide a safe environment for your child, wonderful activities, a learning environment for them where they can socialize with their peers and just have a great and awesome summer. And not to include the field trips that we go on.
Yeah. Man, and that's an 11-hour day,
Yes.
5 days a week.
Yes.
For, what was it, $340 for the entire summer?
For the entire summer.
That is affordable. You can't find another affordable camp than that in this city.
That's
you
right.
really can't.
You're absolutely
Now,
right.
speaking of other camps, you guys do other camps, right?
Yes, we do. Mhm.
So talk to us kind of about, I noticed this Discover Your Future.
Yes, that is our teen camp. Planet Recreation is ages 5 to 12, so we want to try to provide something for the older kids. But Discover Your Future is held over here at East Suffolk Recreation Center, which is next door to our administrative office. And that's also a Monday through Friday camp as well.
Okay. That's kind of an older kid
Yes.
camp?
It's teens, ages, make sure I'm correct, 10 to 15.
Okay. And what kind of activities do you do with that?
Now it's our Discover Your Future is pretty much, we're preparing the teens for the future.
Okay.
I know one of their field trips, they do take a visit to a college.
Okay.
Just to see what a day in life of college life is.
That's awesome.
And it's $25 registration fee and $45 a week.
That's amazing.
Yes.
And how about Hoops for Life, and then just talk quickly kind of about the Oak Adventure Camp.
Okay, Hoops for Life is our basketball camp, and that is a 3-week camp, and that's an awesome program as well. We have staff come in that teach the kids drills. They learn all about skills and just the fundamentals of basketball.
Okay.
Outdoor Adventure Camp is our outdoor camp. If you have that child that loves outdoor recreation, Oak is the program for you.
Got it. They're outside all day?
Yes, it's ran out of our park, Lone Star Lakes,
Okay.
pretty much. They do pretty much anything you can imagine outdoors.
Oh, wow. So now, say a kid wanted to enroll in Planet Recreation, could they also enroll in these other camps?
It may be kind of difficult.
Okay.
And if that's what they choose to do,
Yeah.
you may can rotate
You can
days.
kind of juggle it
Yes.
and whatnot.
Uh-huh.
All right, so I guess this all sounds amazing.
Yes.
How would I go about registering my child for one of these camps?
You can come to our administrative office
Mm-hmm.
right up at the front, and the office assistant up there, she can help you.
Okay.
You just have to make sure that you have check or money order.
Okay.
If you come to our administrative office, we do accept cash.
Okay.
However, if you go to one of our recreation centers, we do not accept cash at those
On
sites.
site, okay.
Yes. But we prefer that you go to the site that you would like to register,
Okay.
that you want your child to attend,
Yeah.
so that you can get a feel for it. However, Booker T and Mac Band, those registrations are actually being done here at the admin office.
Okay. And what's the phone number and the website to kind of call or find out more information?
757-514-4501 is my direct extension if
Okay.
you would like to speak to me directly just to get more input. But you can also contact our main office at 514-7250.
Okay, great.
And then the website, now you know I don't kind of know that by hand, by heart, www.suffolkva.us/parks.
All right, folks, you heard it here. If you're looking for something to do this summer, give Tamara Brown a call and sign up for a Suffolk Parks and Recreation camp. Thanks. Welcome back to On the Scene. I'm here with Marcus Williams of the Virginia Cooperative Extension Office, and today we're going to talk about spring planting. Now, Marcus, what's the #1 question you get this time of year?
This time of year, I get a question on what can I grow and what does well for this area.
Okay, now say I'm just starting out. Now, I do not have a green thumb. What would you recommend type of equipment, materials, and what type of plants should I start with?
I actually have something I hear that's a good tool if you're just beginning. It's a hori knife. And what it is just like, basically, if you're a hunter, it's like a utility knife for a gardener.
Okay.
It has a serrated end on this side. You can use to cut open your bags of seed or feed or whatever you have. It has a side here where it has planting depths in millimeters.
Oh, wow.
And it also, it's a good tool to use if you have weeds. You can get right underneath of it. If it has a deep tap root, you can get right underneath of it, and it'll give you some leverage when you're trying to pull it out.
Oh, wow. That is a cool tool.
It's fairly inexpensive, about $15, $20.
Okay.
You can find it at your local hardware store.
Okay. And then now what else would you recommend to go along with that?
I recommend if you have a spade, a small spade will help, and also maybe a flathead shovel or a spaded shovel.
Okay.
Maybe definitely a rake.
Definitely a rake.
Definitely a rake. Definitely a hoe. If you don't want to get down and use this, most of the time this is a hand.
That's a down
That's
here.
a down there.
Got it.
If you don't like to get down there like that, definitely a hoe. That'll help you get underneath that weed and get it right out of there.
Okay, now what type of soil or mulch, I guess, do we start with?
It all depends on if you're going to do a raised bed or if you're just going to do just flat out, you're just going in.
Okay.
I would recommend some vermiculite, some perlite, Those are amendments that you put in the soil. They help with aeration and water movement. I would definitely recommend a good soil with some starter fertilizer already in it,
Okay.
like a Johnson's or a good blend of topsoil. Has a little bit of manure. Now I would recommend some manure, but be careful where you get your manure from, because some of it might have a high nitrogen value in it, and that's if you get it from horses or pigs.
Okay.
It depends on all where you get it from.
So that the high nitrogen content, does that help the flowers or not help?
It helps. It helps them be green. It helps them become green, but also too much nitrogen can hurt other things.
Okay. So definitely look at the components on the bag before you start.
Definitely, and a good place to get it from around here, you can get it at Johnson's Nursery, or you can get it from Bennett's Creek. Definitely find somewhere local to get it.
Okay. Now what happens if I have like a bag of that? Say I bought it 2 years ago. I wanted to garden last summer, didn't get around to it. Can I pull that bag out? Is that going to be good?
Yes, soil doesn't
Okay.
go bad.
Okay, it doesn't go bad.
No.
All right.
definitely
So what type of flowers, bulbs would you recommend starting with?
I would recommend starting with a pansy, a
Okay.
begonia, something like that. If you want to try your thumb, if you don't have particularly a green thumb, something that you won't kill, a cactus. You can't go
cactus.
wrong with a cactus. If you
So I'm
don't
getting
have
a cactus.
So if you don't have a green thumb, you can't go wrong with a cactus. I would definitely recommend some impatiens,
Okay.
something like that. Or my personal favorite, I enjoy a hydrangea. A hydrangea, you might be driving down the street and you'll notice something that looks like little snowballs on it.
Yes.
Those are hydrangeas.
beautiful.
Very beautiful.
Okay.
And my favorite flower that's coming out this time of year is going to be a forsythia. Have you ever been driving down and you'll see a brilliant yellow plant, yellow bush? That's a forsythia.
Oh, wow.
They change colors. They change from green to yellow, and it's just a vibrant yellow. It's something very nice to look at.
Now all these plants start off as little bulbs, right?
Some start off as bulbs, like your tulips and such like that. They'll start off as bulbs. But if you get a transplant like your begonias, right, like your plants right here, those will start off as transplants. So what they are, they've already started to grow. So you'll just be able to transplant them right into your ground, and they'll be able to take root.
So those are the ones I get at the store. They come in a little
little
case. They're already grown.
That's correct.
So now how would you recommend transporting those into the soil? Because I don't just nick a little soil up, drop it in, walk away.
Definitely not. You don't want to plant them too deep, but you don't want to plant them too shallow. You
Okay.
can use a tool like this, like I said.
Yeah.
It has on the little tab. You ever seen the little tabs on the side?
Yes.
They give recommendation for your planting depths.
Okay.
And you can use this as a rule of thumb.
Okay.
And
So how deep would you say this one was planted?
I said this was planted about maybe 50 millimeters.
Okay. And now what are these here?
These are going to be your pansies.
Pansies. So say I'm starting from scratch. Say I have the bulbs, because I know they sell a lot of little packages full of the bulbs. And do you plant them all in the same kind of cluster, spread them out? What grows better?
You can plant them in a cluster, and what that does is once they come up, you can use something like this, which is also, like I said, it's like a utility knife for a gardener. You can divide those, and you can plant them different places.
Okay.
So you might have a cluster come up now. You can divide them, and you have something to space out all over your landscape.
Okay. Now do you put the bulb in? Because I know they come in. You put them just straight into the ground. Does it matter which direction you put them in?
It doesn't really matter what direction you put them in, but you make sure you plant them not too deep, because you got to remember, a bulb is just like somebody swimming. You don't want to go too deep, so it takes you too long to come up. You just want to plant it just good enough into the ground, say about 75 millimeters down.
Okay.
And that'll give it enough space to grow and give it some roots and give it some place for its roots to grow, and also enough time to come up. And also, if you plant it in the winter, it'll give it warmth.
Really?
So when it does come up in the spring, it'll be ready.
So I should start the planting process in the winter?
No, that's
Okay.
that's if you
Just for those.
Those for just
Okay.
for bulbs.
All right. So what other tips, like in this area, what would you say are kind of the best plants to kind of put into the ground now, so that by late spring, early summer, my garden's going to look amazing?
You have, I mean, you want to when you're picking your plants, before you go out there and just buy crazy, you want to come up with a plan. You want to make a plan or a diagram. So okay, I want to put this here, I want to put this, I want to put this here. So you want to also know what you're getting first. And you also want to know what's already there, so you don't go back when you put in new plants
Okay.
and accidentally dig up a bulb and you say, oh man, a bulb was right here.
And that's never any good.
No, definitely
Okay.
not any good. Some good plants for this area, like I said, your petunias, your begonias, wax myrtles, things like that. Those are very good for this area.
Now, what would you not recommend planting into the ground this time of year? Or at any time of year, basically?
Plant-wise, I say this. I tell people this most often. I want you to try anything that you can get from any place. I have people calling in and say, I want to plant almond trees.
Oh my goodness.
And you know, almond trees aren't native to this area.
Yeah.
I had, she called in, she said she wanted to do almond trees. So I coordinated with the extension office in California.
Okay.
And they gave me some recommendations, and what I did, I compared the amount of warm days they have versus what we have. We have about almost half as many warm days as they have.
Okay.
So almond trees really wouldn't do well in this area.
So what would be your #1 tip to start a spring garden right now?
Soil sample. Definitely you can come into the Cooperative Extension office. Soil samples are going to be $10 $10 for just your basic soil sample.
Okay.
And what it's going to give you is your macronutrients and your micronutrients. Your macronutrients, of course, are your nitrogen, potassium, your phosphates. Your micronutrients are going to be like stuff that you never heard of, like molybdenum or your boron, stuff like that. And if you want a little bit more, you can get for I think $2 extra, you can get organic matter test. You can also get your soluble salts. And basically, how you take a soil sample, you just go into your yard, you take about 5 different spots. What you do, and after you take those 5 different spots, you mix them together so we can get a composite of what your soil is.
Okay.
We give you all the information you need to get these things done, and then you send them off to Virginia Tech. And what they do is they email me back the actual findings, and then they mail you back the actual findings. And they give you recommendations at the bottom.
So you know exactly where you need to start from.
Yes.
To get the healthiest looking plants.
Definitely.
That's excellent. Now, if I have something like this, because year to year, you know, gardens kind of create some kind of weeds like this, how would I go about cleaning this up, and why should I clean it up?
You should definitely clean it up, because a lot of stuff like this is a breeding ground for disease, and this is where your weeds overwinter.
Okay.
And so definitely what you want to do, and it's going to inhibit from new growth coming up. So definitely you want to get all the old organic material out of here.
Okay.
Just kind of go out of here.
Get this out of here.
And use your rake and definitely get all these leaves and all these things out of here.
Get this debris out.
Because you don't want any weeds, because your weeds are going to compete with your plants for nutrients.
Okay. We definitely don't want them stealing my plants' nutrients, now do we?
Definitely not. And that's definitely how you get down and get all that stuff out of there. Get all the dead head back, all the old plant material, and get it out of there.
Now let's talk a little bit about lawn care.
Definitely.
Now, of course, spring is one of those big times where people start thinking about their lawns. They want their lawn greener than the person next door's.
Definitely.
So taking a look at this isn't exactly the greenest.
It's not the greenest, and it's not picture perfect. The reason for that is there are a lot of still winter annuals in this lawn.
Okay.
They might have a warm season grass and it just hasn't come up yet. You have right here, you have some dead nettle. And if you're driving down the road, you'll see a lot of this. You'll see dead nettle. You see a lot of clovers in this, and you also see a lot of bittercress. Bittercress is going to be this white flower that you see right here.
Okay.
It's going to be a ground cover. You're going to see a lot of this.
There's also, a lot of it right here, yeah.
You'll see some dandelions also, but your dandelions are not going to be a winter annual. They come back every year.
And you want those, or?
You don't want those unless you are somebody who's into herbs and you eat dandelions. I know a lot of people do that.
All right. Or you're just the Addams family, you're just letting the lawn grow to whatever, right?
Definitely.
Now, what kind of grass would you kind of recommend planting this time of year?
For this area, you know, we're going to have warm season grass. So you're going to want your zoysia, you're going to want your Bermuda grass, and you're going to want your St. Augustine grass. Even though St. Augustine isn't native to this area, it still does well in the Tidewater area. Okay,
now what's the difference between those types of grasses? Like for me, you say those grasses, and I've got no clue what the difference is.
Zoysia is a warm season grass, but the biggest difference is going to be your Bermuda grass. Bermuda grass is very herbaceous. It grows like crazy, and it has an extensive root system.
Okay.
Also, if you have like a St. Augustine or zoysia, your neighbor might have Bermuda. His Bermuda will creep into your zoysia, and it might choke out your zoysia grass.
Oh my goodness.
Because Bermuda grass is very, very hardy and very invasive. It'll come right in there.
Okay, now what's the best way to start taking care of it now so that 4 months down the road, I have the greenest lawn in the neighborhood?
Now you want to start off with a pre-emergence. Your pre-emergence is going to help with your warm season annual weeds that are coming up, like your crabgrass. Mm-hmm. And also you want to start, this month you want to do pre-emergence. Next month, if you already have weeds coming up, you want to use a post-emergence. And what that is, just like it says, it's getting rid of any weed that's growing, that's already growing. And what a post-emergence is for broadleaf, your broadleaf grass. I mean, your broadleaf weeds. Because you know your grass is a narrow leaf.
Okay. Now, what happens if I see holes and I notice moles and stuff starting to creep into my yard? What do I do with that?
Definitely want to get yourself some traps. Do not, and I repeat, do not put down some broken glass. I know some people put broken glass into holes. That doesn't work.
Oh, goodness, yeah, no.
You want to get some traps, you want to get some pheromones, something to get them to go away.
Okay. Now, do you guys have any programs or anything coming up that would help people in their preparation for kind of spring planting?
Definitely you can go talk to a master gardener, and also, and on April 26th, we have our first annual Arbor Day in the city of Suffolk. From 3 p.m. to 7 p.m., we're going to give out some saplings, we're going to give some tips on planting, and we're also going to have the forestry department out there to give you some tips on planting some of those trees you want to plant.
Well, nice. I'll make sure that I'm there because I certainly need help with my lawn. Thanks for joining us for this edition of On the Scene. We'll see you next time.